Hi, this is Nathan Freitas with the New York Senate CIO team. I'm going to give you a quick tour of the Open Legislation 1.4 release, Cyan Centauri, and the new features related to rules reform, data inclusion for the start of session in 2010. What you see in front of you is the home page for Open Legislation. This is very similar to the interface that we've had previously, but you'll see there are new data types listed under the View Recent screen. These include calendars, which is both floor calendars and active lists, meetings, which are committee meetings and agendas of committee meetings, and transcripts, which are full text transcripts from the Senate floor. In addition, we have actions and votes, as we've previously included on Open Legislation. So first, just show you, give you a quick tour based on existing functionality of Open Leg. You can type in a bill and get back a bill, as you see. You can search for an issue like transportation, and you'll see a variety of issues related to that must mention transportation somewhere in their summary or title or memo. Some of these are related to the Transportation Committee, others aren't. You can also search by a senator name, and in this case it will be mostly, in this case, with this test set of data, bills that are sponsored by Senator Sampson, but it could also be anything that includes the name Sampson again in the text. If I wanted to search two things like Sampson and students to see their bills related to that, you can now see it's Sampson and bills related to education and schools. If I wanted to do Sampson and transportation, see that a different set of bills come up. Something new that in this release also is now we have the ability to page, but it does show you the entire number of results available, so you can page through. Very handy. And this is available at the bottom of the page as well, down here. So there's some additional kind of small feature requests that have been handled here. As always, you can go and view by the sponsor. It's a list of senators, and you can select the senator and see the bills which they're sponsoring. You can also view bills by committee. This is a list of committees which we have data for. So if I want to view health, view the current bills that are referred to health. Apparently there's a droid in the room. And I'll get to the committee meetings in a second, but you'll see this is a list of committees here. So, new data. First, calendars. These are floor and active calendars. In this test data, we just have floor calendars right now. So you can see this floor calendar with one supplemental from November 8th for the 2009 session. In a calendar, you get the calendar date, the data was released, and time, and then all the sections. We have resolutions, bills in order, first report, second report, special report, after report, and so on. So these are the floor. This is the floor calendar bills that will be discussed, as opposed to the active list, which is bills that will be voted on. What you get are the subcalendars, the number from the subcalendar, the sponsor of the bill that is on the subcalendar, and the bill number. You can get the sub-bill sponsor and the sub-bill as well, and the title of that bill. So if I wanted to then, bills on third reading, I could click and pull up this bill. You'll actually see on the bill page itself there's a reference to its position on the calendar, the date. So this is a two-way relationship here. And you'll be able to navigate the calendars by date and select a specific day to see the calendars from that day as well. So that's calendars. In some cases you'll see there's a supplemental and a supplemental A. So you'll see what was first and then what came as part of the second supplemental when that was released. In addition to calendars, we have meetings, which are part of agendas. So agendas are published, but on open legislation, we've chosen to display them primarily as meetings, committee meetings. That's what they're actually representing. But you can, right here it says calendar, it should say agenda. But you can see which agenda these were a part of. So, for instance, I can pull up a meeting from the 4th of November. From Agenda 79, Bill Perkins was the chair. It was located in room 817 in the Legislative Office Building, I guess. And the attendance record is here. And included in that is the party representation as part of the data that is included in the committee agendas. And then finally you can see the bills that were voted on. So there's 6 ayes on this bill in the committee. Now if a meeting hasn't occurred yet, let's say like this one as an example, this is what it looks like before a meeting has occurred. You get the notes for what the building meeting is about. There's no attendance, and the bills would not have votes yet, actually, so you just have the bills listed. If I then go to a version of this, which should be after the meeting, you would see there's attendance, and you see the votes. So that will be more clear. We're just resolving a few bugs in this area. Now, if I pull up this bill, for instance, that was on this meeting, you can actually see all the meetings that this bill was a part of, their date. You can see the calendar it was on. And you can see the committee votes within here as well. So committee votes and floor votes will now show up on a bill page along with the meetings and the calendars that it's a part of. And again, with meetings, you'll be able to choose a date or enter an agenda number, but basically you can choose a date. You can also see, for instance, if I wanted to see all of the meetings that Senator Smith chaired, I could pull that up. Or if I wanted to see all the meetings by committee, I can select committee and just see the committee meetings for banks. The next new data type are the transcripts, and these are full text floor transcripts. I can select any transcript and it'll give me the date and time, the location, whether it was a regular session or an extraordinary session, and then a sort of web formatted version of the transcript. So I'll show you the original transcript is a much more raw stenographic format with lots of line breaks and line numbers, and it's sort of difficult to really comprehend. So we've reformatted into a web format. So here's the transcript. You can see also that within a transcript there are, first we break them by speaker line break, so that's easier to view. You can see that Senate bills that are mentioned or Assembly bills are actually hyperlinked. So I can see when a bill's mentioned, and I can pull that bill up. So in this case, here's the floor transcript from July 16th. If I pull up the bill, I can actually see that it was on the calendar on July 16th. Pretty exciting. So that's all working as it should. So you have transcripts from the 16th and the floor calendars and the bill and everything that makes up a legislative session.